Then I was getting a class today. Today's topic is God. God is very often categorized that word and religion. However, we talk about that God today now is only within the area of philosophy. So, now we do not want to discuss about religions of the God. That is the other end of philosophy. And we have in philosophy the theme of God. What is the God here in the philosophy? That is, if one of them is existence. Is it readable, exists, or is here or there? Then now there is also the how much power does God have, or how large the possibility, is he almighty, all of those things. Then at that time we have to discuss about the almighty and omnipotence of the Almighty. Often the case the people usually think about God is. Then now section number 1, that is the idea of God. Usually we think that God is perfect and perfect. We human beings are not perfect, but God is perfect. Yet, what is perfect in this case? If we are, we can take the perfect as the examination full mark is perfect. 10 points was perfect. Then here, the God's perfect is not such kind of human level. It's much beyond higher than power. There are the 6 types of God, what it is. One is omniscient. He knows everything. Nothing he cannot understand. Then next one is omnipotent. So that God is almighty, can do anything, nothing to be left. Then also the Son of the Holy Ghost. So the God himself is everything that is good and not evil, so only the good there. Then another is immortal. The God never dies and exists from the ancient to the future, and more than that. More than that is this one, extemporal. So, we live in 3-dimensional space. That is the time and space. However, the God exists beyond the time, beyond the space, and more than 4-dimensional space. That is extemporal. Then the last one is more than that. The example is unchangeable. The time goes in by the space, big and small, the expand or diminish. That doesn't matter. Then God's existence will be unchangeable. Nothing happens to his existence. Whatever happens, and our daily this 3-dimensional world. So that is the original idea. We usually have the image of God. Then number 2, here omnipotence. we discuss now omnipotence much further. Omnipotence is like this. Here's the checklist. Can you do this? Yes, I can. 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 These are, even if it's too difficult, it's easy. For example, fly to the mountain or the fly to the launch or eradicate the disease, stop global warming. Those are very difficult for us people, human beings, but it's easy and omnipotent Almighty God. Here is an paradox of omnipotence. This is an interesting thought experiment. This paradox is a kind of proof omnipotence is never omnipotence. What is that? Can he generate a storm that he cannot lift? If the answer is yes, he cannot lift that storm. If the answer is no, this is one thing he cannot do. This is not the omnipotence. So, the proofs is here. These are the good paradox, and we cannot understand the answer either way, because that is the paradox. Then another Latin word for paradox is bodiless bulb can touch his nose or hands or foot and back or head or things. So bodiless bulb can do a lot of things and things because they doesn't have body. It's very bodiless, so easy to move, easy to find, easy to got anything. However, only one thing bodiless is he cannot touch. That is another kind of thing to the bodiless paradox. You can see in this picture on this 56 page. Okay? Then go on to next questions. Number 4 is evil problems. Usually people say, if there is God or the God exists, why do we have evil on the way, on the world? On earth, there are a lot of evil materials, evil people, every accident, every incident. Then, how come the God exists? So, if the God is good and perfectly, how come evil exists? This is a big question. If we believe that God is totally 100% good. So, nothing generates from nothing. Then, after the evil, there must be the seed of evil. And here are two types of questions. Does God know the evil's existence? Is God omniscient? Yes or no? If the answer is no, he doesn't know how to stop evil, and this is the omniscience. Then also, how about the God omnipotence? After God is answer no can't stop, that is beyond his mighty, then cannot stop evil, ever he knows. Either way can conquer this one. God is not what is defined. So the omnipotent or omniscience. So this is another way of answering the question, the evil problem. This is difficulty to know that God is the real God and what it is. Then if the answer is yes, in this case, he should stop the evil, or if he is omnipotent, he can stop the evil. In these two cases, conclude here, evil mustn't exist. Or, in this case, we do not have any evil matters. But exactly there are evil, or the evil that is not a real evil, or evil that is called is really not the one, but good. So now there is another idea. That is the evil. We think that is evil, but actually that is not evil in the viewpoint from the God. That is another possibility. So this is an evil problem. Now let's go on to section number 5. Being free to choice. In this section, we talked about the free will. Free will how? That is, originally we have got the will from God. And in this case, everyone have the free will, and God gave us, and also God wants us to have the free will to enjoy. In this case, we human beings, do we dare to choose evil? So, some evil things, for example, the suicide, we can choose suicide to do. We can do the crime by our free will. Do we really do that? Do we dare to choose evil? That is another possibility of free will. So, free will itself was really good. But good one can be evil, is that alright? That is a question number 5. Now, go on to number 6. Reason to believe. We can really easily to understand that God is. However, in most cases, because God is God, or because everything from God, that is easy understanding from our baby season. There's two participants, the type of argument. Number one is argument of design. We see the world is very beautiful, especially Earth is beautiful, and more especially Japan is beautiful, or the city is beautiful. Then more than that, the creatures fit the environment very well designed for every creature. A fit the environment, including our human being. Just quite well, that is designed, then that must be from the will of God. That is one argument. Another fine-tuned argument. Fine-tuned argument is that everything must be intentionally created. The thinking of these four patterns, these four steps. At first, the law of the nature. So there must be a law of system or law of nature. Then there must be a possibility is here. And more than that, there we are is here the unbelievable, because it is too marvelous. Then at last, seems there must be an intention, intentionally created by God. Thought experiment. Continuous winning lottery. So this possibility is very rare, seldom, very, very rare. And to think of it, this thought experiment is continuous winning lottery. If a person follows on anyway, if he won a lottery, then got a big amount of fortune, then, oh, congratulations. How about 2 times continuously got a fortune? Oh, yeah, very, very congratulations, but is that real? Nothing cheating? So, very too difficult and so implausible. How about 3 times? The answer is, of course, impossible. Then, the fine-tune is much less possibility than this 3 times continuous lottery winning. So, there must be some intention in the lottery. There must be cheating. And in the fine-tuned nature, there must be the will of God. Okay? Let's listen. Then now, let's go on to section 7. I'm sorry, section 7 is here. Section 7, we are going to discuss about ontological argument. Is he really good or no? To help this idea, there are Anselm's proof. So we can refer to Anselm's proof to make sure the God really exists. And what about what is? Here's the 6 examples of that. Number 1, God is the greatest possibility thing you can imagine. So, God is not beyond your imagination. God is within your imagination. However, the God is always highest. So that God is a great responsibility you have imagined. So that phrase is maybe the part of God, even a part of the God that is the God. So, for example, if you have a trip to the Hawaii, that is a part of America, and you have been to America. So, this is the whole part. Number 2, things in our imagination exist. So, the things itself is a part of God, and in our imagination exists so that God exists. That is the second way to understand the God. Number 3, things in real general are greater than that of imagination. So we can imagine very much ridiculous or superficial or anything we can imagine more than real, we suppose. But reality, the global idea, is more greater than our imagination. Humans' imagination is just a tiny and small thing, and God's creation is much greater than that we have to imagine. The things in real is greater than that all imagination we have. Next one is number 4. Suppose God only in your imagination. The God is beyond our imagination, but suppose that God is in you and God is anywhere. God is anybody. God is the maybe your friend or your family to live in your body and imagination and heart. That is the God is in your imagination. So always God is beside you and inside you as long as you can understand. Number 5. This God cannot be the greatest possible things. If you can imagine or you suppose that God is not the strongest, God is not the number 1, then there's another way you can understand is God cannot be the greatest one. But in that case, God exists. That is a possible thing. Then also that God is not only the number 1, but they are one of the greatest. And cannot be. How about number 6? God exists as well as we imagine. So, when we imagine the God there is a God, and we do not imagine there is no existence of God. That is a way of thinking very similar to quantum theory. So, like physics, we imagine there is, we do not, but there is not. Here's another way to thinking that God exists. Okay, videos and answers for it. These are all some help for you to understand the God exists. Next one, right? There's 2 types of argument about God. One is religious, one is cosmological. One, religious. We have religions all over the world. Minutely, there were tremendous, more than we can count. Then, there exists religions, a lot of religions, even one religion. And then, there is the explanation and proof for the God's existence. So, that's a religious experience. The next approach is the cosmological argument. Everything needs cause. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. That is the formula we have in energy. Then, how about everything needs a cause, and what is the last one? What is the first beginning of the cause? Then the first beginning of the cause is the God in the beginning. That is the idea to have the cosmological argument. Okay? This is the end of this explanation of the philosophical God and God regarding the philosophy. Lastly, we have to understand that God itself is a kind of religious matter, but we can discuss about what God is beyond any religions. There was a question of Buddhist or the atheist or other people, any people who believe in any God or nothing. Then we can discuss about this existence, is it is or not. Then, more than that is the religious matters. So, besides the religious matters, we can discuss what the God is. That is a kind of a thought experiment that we have in our daily life, and with talking with other people who can discuss about the God. But if to that was religious matter, that was a battle, or more than that was a war, or very sad matters with an incident. But we can discuss very peacefully when this is philosophical matters. Then, having this idea in the mind, you can communicate with each other beyond the boundary. That is all for today. Thank you very much. See you next time.